So this is part 2 of my story, my journey of mental illness and finding out about my mental health and why I want to spread awareness, break the stigma. Again, I gotta apologize for my dog. She is very protective and always needs to be near me. Okay, so where I left off was I had just started counseling because trying to figure out my headache more than anything. And then I got married and found out that I truly could not have kids. I was told that I may not be able to earlier, but getting married and trying and going to infertility doctors and stuff made it true. I couldn't, and they, again, didn't know why. So I went into a depressed state. I wouldn't call it depression like I know depression now, but I went to a regular family doctor and he prescribed me antidepressants. So that's why I say, like, if you feel like you may be depressed, go to any doctor. You don't have to go straight to a psychiatrist. Family doctors can, lead you in the right direction too. So anyway, I started antidepressants back then. And was still doing counseling. I think I switched counselors at that point. That's another thing I want to encourage you. It takes a while to figure out, sorry, COVID still. It takes a while to figure out the right counselor for you. You have to feel comfortable. You have to be able to tell them the truth of what you're feeling. And it's just so important. Like when COVID hit, and kind of stopped me being able to go to my counselor, I think I was on counselor number 7. So there's nothing wrong with it. You have to find who you're comfortable with. So that's my little pitch on that. So the next stage in my mental illness journey was I ended up going to the ER like all the time for stomach pains. Like my stomach would hurt so badly and I would throw up and it was just unbearable. And so my husband kept having to take me to the ER and they would do, the CAT scan and the x-rays and the blood work and all those tests every single time. And they would always give me some answer like, you need to be gluten-free or you're just constipated or something like that. And it just wasn't true. Like, I knew it wasn't. Well, there was one particular time where it was actually up in Wisconsin. We were on a little family trip, and the nurse was still in the room, and I was like, could this be, like, stress and anxiety related? Because I didn't necessarily get along with my in-laws, and during this trip, 2 of them announced pregnancies, and so that was a trigger. And it was just a high stress situation. And she was like, definitely, that could definitely do it. So then she told the doctor, and the doctor came in and talked to me about it pretty extensively. And that's when I started seeing a psychiatrist. And he was connected to the group of counselors that I was also seeing. So that was when that became a regular thing. And it did help my stomach problems because we were dealing with the anxiety and those types of things that were making me so sick that I didn't realize. The high stress, the high anxiety, and those types of things. So between those people, those counselors, and that psychiatrist, I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, anxiety, major clinical depression, panic attacks. We'll add one more to that list next time. But that's what I was diagnosed with at that point, and I will go into each of those, like what they mean, what they do, all those types of things later, like specifically in each video. Like I will donate probably a video or 2 to borderline personality disorder because I feel like it is misunderstood, and some other things. So that's my plan for future. But there's the second part of my story that will be coming up in part 3.